Ever since cooking was released, people are trying to find good ways of gathering crops, either for their own cooking or for profit, and both things are good. So I'll show you some of the things I learned and just about everything I know. So there's 4 types of crops, and I'll show you the best spots to farm them. Now all of the crops are around High Shore Village, not anywhere else, though you can find some ingredients over here, but that's not really worth it. So right here is this best spot for oats. Right here is the best spot for barley. Here is the best spot for lentil. And here's the best spot for wheat. Now there are other spots like here and here, this big place I'm at. But, oh, okay. So if you look at this area, you see that it has wheat and it also has barley. But there's all this stuff in the way. It's just not worth it to farm here. So I'll show you my spots. So we'll get our mount and just fly over the first one. Basically anywhere you see lines on the map, those are crops. Good little trick. So one thing you'll notice is that a lot of these farming spots have a certain pattern to them. Like this has 4 long and 3 across for a total of 12. And I'll show you a little farming here. Now you'll notice that they're among other plants, but the ones you need, they go from dark to light, so they're easy to identify. And the best way to do it is just click, and then click on the next one. But you'll notice that there's some time where you can't move. Like look, I'll do it on this one. See, I'm trying to move, there's animation lag. But if you learned from our other video, you can cancel that out by using one of the things that I said works. So you can speed up your time a little bit there. But it's a little bit more involved, so you have to figure out if it's worth it. And there's also this boar that gets in the way sometimes for this spot, but it's not too bad. And the spawn time's a tiny bit random, so your pattern might get messed up, but ideally go for the nearest one and try not to mess up your pattern too much. Because if you have to run a huge distance, that's cutting down on your time, and if you're not being efficient, you're just making it take longer and making it be harder on yourself. Now, there's actually 3 types of animations for this. You got the standard pickup, and then you have the mounted pickup, and the mounted one is slightly faster. So you're waiting less time, and it's a decent investment, because you're going to have to get a battle mount anyway. It's just that if you're broke, you probably can't afford it. And lastly, if you're super lucky and you have a mount, for some reason they never made an animation for this, so there's almost no lag and you just fly over to all of them and pick them up really quick. I wouldn't recommend animation canceling because you might actually cost yourself even more time. Alright, now let's go over the next spot. That oat spot's pretty simple. Barley is a little bit weird. It goes 2, 4, 4 for a total of 10. But they spawn pretty quick, so not too much of an issue. And if you can find a good pattern that works, then it'll just be that much easier. That's more around the outline of it. And you see I beat the spawn, but that's because I'm on a mount. if you're not on a mount, it'll be slower and it might work out better for you. I'm just showing you some quick examples here. And here's the small ones I was talking about, but it's only a patch of 6 there, and a patch of 6 there. It's not really worth farming, because as I'm showing you, there's bigger spots. Now here's the wheat patch. It goes 4, 4, 4, so just a 4x3. And basically with this one, the best way to do it is go around the edges, take one from the middle, and just work around like this. But the varying spawn times might mess it up, and you might have to change after a while. But this technique served me well. And wheat's going to be the one that you're probably farming the most if you're doing it for money, because people need them for fruit cakes to make batter briths. Now here's the last one, lentil. And it's a 4, 4, 4, 3, 4x3. Now the weird thing about this one is that the spawn times are faster. I have no idea why. Maybe they just messed up. But you just go around this whole thing and it'll spawn by the time you get to the end, even on a mount. Which is pretty crazy. See, they're already spawning. If you're ever farming mastery for your cooking, or just proficiency, go for a lentil soup, because it's so easy to farm it. As you see here, I'm just blazing through it. But yeah, crop farming is really easy, and I hope that these little tips I'm showing you can be of use. And if you have any questions about it, I can answer them if you'd like. And maybe I'll do something on cooking later on, because it would be pretty easy to make a guide just like this one for it, and it will go nice with it too. Or if you want me to do another guide, just let me know. And I hope it can help y'all.